who also reacted in a bad manner, on many occasions, qualifies me to speak by using my past to share it with you now, to teach you, to bring awareness and to bring light to situations that we may not understand. Because when you see a person or a parent or a woman venting, getting her feelings out there and speaking about what is happening, or, you know, in the culture that we came from cuss out and all that kind of thing, we like the bacchanal. So we quick to jump. Oh, here she cussing out she daughter. Here she daughter saying this and here she daughter saying that. But nobody would take the time to understand, and no one will take the time to correct. Because we are bacchanalists. We are known to be bacchanalists. Trinidadians are known to be bacchanalists. They are known not to care or to take anything seriously. Everything is a joke for them. They have a 9-day wonder. We all know that. So we learn nothing. We learn nothing until it hits our own door. So a lot of people would ask, we know what qualifies you. So I just give you some qualifications there. And if that's not good enough for you, well, I don't have a bachelor's or a degree. And if that works for you, then I hope it can change your life. This is what works for me. Real life, real issues and experiences. Real experiences is what makes it easier for me, right? And it's what qualifies me. Hi, Melissa, darling. Hi. Hi, Liz, darling. So, given the enlightenment of a lot of things with, you know, first of all, with this young girl being beaten by her dad, and she died. And then we see this young baby drowned in a pool, this young child drowned in a pool. And besides what we see, what about the unseen things with children? What about the abuse that we don't hear of and we don't see? What about that? Ladies and gentlemen, this morning I was having a beautiful conversation with a fellow Trinidadian. She lives in Connecticut, and we are very good friends. And we were talking about children. And I was trying to explain to her, and what I love having a conversation with her about is that we can relate to each other. We can disagree, we can agree to disagree, and then when we finish having a conversation, I learn something from it all, and she also learns something from it all. Because sometimes we don't see things unless someone points it out to us, or unless we look at it from that person's point of view. And if we learn to have that open mind, a lot of things can change, a lot of things can happen for us to have an open mind. A lot of people say to me, Asha, why do you waste your time? Look at the type of people you're dealing with. Look at their mentality. But it's hard. It's very hard when you come from a culture that you are accustomed to, that's the only thing you know. You have never experienced outside. You have never experienced something different. So you are closed-minded and you don't have an open mind, so you don't know how to think. A lot of us older parents, we don't know how to deal with our children of this millennium. We had this conversation last night for a brief moment while I was running up and down and cooking. But today I'm dedicating this today with our parents, us parents and children. And because we came from a culture where getting licks or whoop ass was considered disciplined. Back in our day, if we backtalk or speak out or speak against, or it would be considered a disrespect. We would be swallowing all our teeth. Our parents would have already hit us a backhand, bust our mouth. Back in the day, those things were considered respect for elders, authority, and you had to have respect. I am not saying back in the day the things that we were taught is not good. The method of how it was dealt with, some of it were wrong. Listen to my words properly. Some of it was wrong. The method in which some of us would handle and dealt. And then we grew up as adults and said, well, I get licks and I didn't die. And I did this and I get licks with all of this and I get licks with all of that. Because we are programmed to think that we came out good. We are good human beings. Because our parents disciplined us very strict. I agree. I agree, because you have to understand the culture of people we are. I totally agree with you. What I'm saying is, with the ever-changing world of today, these millennium children are not us. They are not us, and they are not their grandparents. And a lot of you don't understand what is happening in your homes with your children. Your children will back answer you. Your children will give you attitude. And in our day, if we did that, we would have been facing the belt or whatever. So what was instilled in us, we want to instill the same thing in our children. I agree all for respect to authorities and elders. I agree with that. But we are living in an ever so changing world. And some of the things that we learned from our parents or our parents taught us by using corporal punishment, we cannot then use it on our children. This millennium children. I'm feeling upset. I had my vitamins and I had, I'm having we cannot use it on our millennium children. A lot of you parents cannot handle your children's attitude right now because you think it's a disrespect. We know it's a disrespect because of the culture we came from. Because of that culture we came from, and we thinking if our children do this to us is to beat them, is to cuss them, is to backslap them, use corporal punishment in order to teach them right. I want you parents to know